Hello warriors, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alejandra. I am so nervous to record this video. I have been gone from my channel for about 5 months now, and a lot of things happened in these 5 months, and I just haven't been prepared. I wasn't ready to share with you guys everything that I was going through. And today, I don't know why, I just felt like maybe I am prepared now to share with you guys everything that has happened these last 5 months in my life. We are in December. As you guys can see, I have my Christmas decoration, and you guys know for maybe like the past 2 years I've done vlogmas where I share with you guys how I decorate my house when we go to different Christmas events. But this year I just couldn't do it. I wanted to, but I just couldn't. It didn't feel right to start vlogging my vlogmas when I haven't sat down with you guys to share with you guys everything that has been happening to me, why I haven't been on my channel for the last 5 months. So where do I start? I don't even remember where I left off with you guys, but I think about 5 months ago, I give you guys a little recap of what has been going on with me. And let's start in July. Like I said, we are in December. So in July, my husband and I took a small trip, quick trip, weekend trip to Dallas to visit my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law lives in Dallas. My husband wanted to see him. We haven't seen him in years, so we decided to take a really quick weekend trip. When I say quick, it was like this. Time went by fast. It was fast because it was, like I said, a weekend trip, but for me, it felt long. And this is when I start noticing something was wrong with me. So we took this trip to Dallas, like I said, weekend trip. While I was in Dallas, I started feeling weird. I started feeling different. I wasn't myself. Like I said, it's still hard for me to share what happened, because from that trip is when I realized that I needed help for what I was going through, and it was hard for me to accept that I needed help. I wasn't myself. I was getting a lot of anxiety. A lot of anxiety. I was getting a lot of anxiety attacks. I had been getting anxiety attacks previously to going to that trip. That trip was just the sign, or maybe it was like I hit rock bottom where I knew that I needed help. But previously to this trip, I have been getting anxiety attacks. You guys know for years I talk about it. I suffer from a lot of anxiety. I also have suffered from depression. But from anxiety, I suffer for a really long time. And I've been able to manage my anxiety, where I thought I was managing my anxiety. So when we got to this trip, I was getting so much anxiety, a lot of anxiety. I wasn't sleeping. I was getting random anxiety attacks to the point where I couldn't enjoy the trip. I was trying to, like I said, because my husband had been wanting to go to Dallas for a really long time, and you guys know that with everything that happened last year, we were eventually, finally, were able to go to Dallas and visit his brother and his family. So I really wanted to enjoy this trip, but I just couldn't. My body wasn't letting me. Quick trip, like I said, we went to Dallas, weekend trip, we come back. Coming back from Dallas, I actually had another trip planned. I was going to go to North Carolina. And the reason I was going to North Carolina, it was going to be, again, another 3-day weekend trip to North Carolina. And it was because my uncle was really, really sick. I haven't opened up with you guys because it was really family, personal matters that were going on. I have an uncle that was really, really sick. He's been sick about maybe a year now. And I never shared with you guys what was going on, but my uncle was really sick. And my mother and I, well, my husband and I had wanted to go visit him for a really, really long time. And with work, my mom's surgery, my surgery, we just hadn't had the time to go. So coming back from my Dallas trip, we said, okay, you know what? Let's go. It was like the following weekend that I was going to fly to Charlotte for a quick weekend trip to visit my uncle. That trip didn't happen. Coming back from Dallas, I was bad. I was sick. I was in bed. I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't do anything. I wasn't eating. I wasn't getting up. I wasn't sleeping. I was just not myself. As much as I wanted to push my body to continue, I just couldn't. That's when I knew that I was in depression. And after a couple of days of me not being myself, my husband and my mom said, something's wrong with you. You need to go see your doctor because this is not normal for you. I can be tired because first I was like, maybe I'm just tired from this trip. It was a quick trip, and we did try to do a lot while we were over there. So I was like, I'm tired. I wasn't tired, you guys. I was in depression. That's after a couple of days. I went to see my doctor. I actually talked to Tina as well and let her know what was going on and what I was feeling. Another thing that I know was in depression, I was crying a lot. I was just crying and crying, and I wouldn't understand what was going on. I eventually go talk to my primary doctor about what was going on. He gave me different options, medication, therapy. I decided that I wanted to go to therapy. I didn't want to be on medication, you guys. I didn't want to be on medication. I said, let me go to therapy. That same week, I scheduled an appointment with my rheumatologist, and because I wasn't okay, and I was like, well, I saw my primary doctor, but I need to see my rheumatologist to see what he recommended as well. When I went to see my rheumatologist, he said that therapy was going to help me, but I was really, really bad to the point that I needed medication ASAP. So he gave me medication for my depression and the anxiety that I was getting. Obviously, with depression medication and anxiety medication, it takes a while for it to go in your body, for it to work. And let me tell you guys, I started taking it and I was not okay. My body was not reacting really good. Instead of feeling good, I was feeling worse, and I just hate that feeling. I hate that feeling. When my body doesn't react good to any medication, regardless if it's for depression, anxiety, pain, my blood pressure, any medication, if I don't react good to it and I don't like the feeling of it, I will stop taking it because I don't like that feeling. I stopped taking my anxiety medication and my depression medication and said, therapy is going to help me and I'm going to start therapy. Not only am I going to start therapy, but I'm going to focus on myself, because that's something that I learned was that I needed to focus on me. I always say it, I focus on my husband, my mom, my brother, my kids, my family, everyone around me but myself. And it was time for me to focus on me. That's why I was going through what I was going through. That's what I learned. So I started focusing on myself. I started doing everything that I had to do. That trip, we eventually canceled it. I wanted to go really bad on that trip, you guys. I really wanted to go because my uncle was really sick to this point. He was real, really sick. And I did not want it to go see my uncle like the last time that I went to see my other uncle when he passed away. Or I said my goodbyes, but he wasn't awake, and I didn't want that. I wanted my uncle to see me. I wanted my mom to see my uncle, because my mom has helped my uncle so much with this whole process of what was going on with him that I knew my mom wanted to see him. But something that my mom told me was, you are my number one priority. I need you to get better, and we don't know when can happen if we go. I believe in God, and God does things for a reason. You guys are going to understand why. That same weekend that we were supposed to fly, there was a snowstorm. Planes were canceled, you guys, coming from Charlotte to LA. It was crazy. So it was good that we didn't go because I wasn't okay, and I don't know how many hours we would have been at the airport. It would have made me feel worse, I think, if I was, stuck in a place that I wasn't home with everything that I was going through. So little by little, I start feeling better. I started feeling like myself. I started doing a lot of things that helped me. I started listening to this podcast that you guys know, if you guys can see, I love Disney. I love Disney. And something that I noticed with my anxiety and my depression is that watching Disney videos, hearing Disney music, watching Disney movies helped me a lot. And to this day, it's been almost 5 months for my depression. When everything started, I can only go to sleep listening to something that involves Disney. Why? Because my mind doesn't stop, you guys. My mind doesn't stop. My mind overthinks. My mind starts thinking of what I'm gonna do tomorrow, what's gonna happen in a week, what I could have done. It's crazy, and I'm working on myself. I'm really, really working on that because I don't like how I am because of of that. So I started working on myself, and from there on, little by little, I started feeling much better. I have a great support system. I'm so thankful for my husband, my mom, my co-leader Brittany. She helped me so much with what I was going through because no one knew. I didn't want to open up to anyone. One, I don't open up to anyone until after when everything has happened, like with you guys right now. But I had to tell her because she is my co-leader, and we run this support group together. And if I wasn't okay, I needed to tell her. So she helped me out a lot. Joining all my support groups helped me. And from there, I just started feeling a little better. We went to San Diego twice. No, actually, guys, yeah, twice. We went for San Diego Patient Education Day with the Scleroderma Foundation of California, and we went to a ministers for Scleroderma and San Diego. So we went to San Diego twice. We actually stayed with San Diego with my husband, and those little trips, weekend trips that my husband and I took really, really helped me because even though I was there to work, it also gave me an opportunity to be out of my house and just disconnect from everything. We went to San Diego. What else did we do? Watch a lot of Landon's games. Landon's in a point in his soccer career that I'm so proud of. You guys have no idea how proud I am of Landon. And hopefully next year I can share with you guys more of Landon's career, soccer career. Started playing more games. So you guys know I love watching him. Something that I love is supporting my baby. So we watch a lot of Landon's games. And then in October, you guys, we took that trip that we were supposed to take back in July. We took that trip, actually, yeah, the first week of October. We took the trip to Charlotte, North Carolina. To this point, my uncle was already sick, more sick than he was before. So my husband, my mom, and myself flew to Charlotte, North Carolina to see my uncle. We were there for about 4 or 5 days. And like I said, it's crazy how things work. I'm a firm believer of God, and I understand what I went through. I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but my uncle. So we go to see my uncle. My uncle's already more sick. He did recognize us. He saw us. We spent time with him. We were there with him. It was hard seeing him the way that he was, but I'm so, so glad that I was able to see him and him see us and buy him whatever he wanted to eat. To this point, he was eating whatever he wanted. That same day that we flew back to California, he got sick. He got really, really sick. He was already, he was in hospice, so he was transferred to a hospital. So we were the last ones, other than my family that's in North Carolina, that went to see him, that saw him. And like I said, if we would have gone in July, we would have never been the last ones to see him in October before he got really sick. So he got really sick. My mom was the last person that talked to him before he wasn't able to talk anymore. My mom's an angel, you guys. My mom helps as many people as she can. She helps all her family. Her family is most important, and I think that's why I am the way I am, because my mom helps her family whenever they need anyone that needs help. She's there. With my uncle, my mom would talk to my uncle every single day, And my mom was the last person that talked to my uncle, saw my uncle, talked to my uncle. And my uncle was in a hospital for about a couple of days, and it got to the point where they told us already that it was a matter of hours. It was a matter of hours. Really hard for us. Really, really hard for us. I didn't know. It was hard. I didn't know how to take care of my mom because it was her second brother. She was losing a second brother. And one day passed, 2 days passed, and we were all surprised, and doctors were surprised that, it was a matter of hours, and he was still fighting. My uncle was a warrior. My whole family are warriors. That's why I am a warrior, because they all fought to the last minute. And then one day, my sister texts me and says, "You guys want to say your goodbyes?" And that week that he was in the hospital, that we knew it was any minute can happen, I wouldn't sleep because I was so, I wanted to hear my phone in case we had, we got the call. And I had told my sister, let me know before you tell my mom, because I want to be the one that tells my mom. I want to be with her. And I always pray that when it happened, my mom was home so I can be with her. And she wasn't at work. So that day, it was actually on the weekend. I get a text from my sister saying, "Do you gotta say your goodbyes?" And I said, yes. I go to my mom's room and I told her, look, it's time. You need to say your goodbyes because we don't know. And what we know from my grandma passing is that the last thing you lose is your hearing. So he wasn't going to hear us. And we called them. My mom said her goodbyes. It was so hard. And seconds later, he passes away. So my mom was the last one to see him, talk to him, and hear him. And she was the last person that he heard. And like I said, if we would have gone in July, it would have been a whole different story, I think. But my mom stayed with that she was the last one. And like I said, she deserved it. She was there for my uncle. Her and my godmother were there for my uncle throughout this whole process, helping and supporting him with whatever they could. So he passed away in October, you guys. And it was so hard. Until this day is really, really hard. But I'm always the strong one. I have to be the strong one for my mom. I said I was going to be okay. I was there for my mom. I was like, it's going to be okay. I know it's hard. But being where I am in my life with my disease and my scleroderma, and seeing a lot of young people, older, young, my friends pass away so young, or even a little older, but knowing that they are in so much pain, and the last thing we want is to see, even though it hurts, is see your loved ones be in pain. And that's something that I have to, keep in my mind, that he was suffering a lot. So in October, we lost my uncle. From there, we had to get things ready. And he is actually buried. Well, his ashes were brought to California. We did everything to get him, well, my family, my mom, and we did everything to bring him here, did his mass, gave him his last respects. So he is actually buried, well, he's in the niche in the cemetery in LA, where my mother-in-law actually is. So after so many years of being apart from my uncle, because he moved to Charlotte, he is finally back in LA, where I know he would have loved to be. And I really have him close. I go to see my mother-in-law a lot. My husband loves going to a cemetery, and I do as well. So now that I have him close, I will always be able to go visit my uncle and, take him his flowers, or, just be there with him. So with everything that I have told you, my anxiety, my depression, the loss of my uncle, I just couldn't, record anything of my life because one, I didn't want to fake it. I didn't want to fake that I was okay when I wasn't. Um, I wasn't ready to share with you guys my depression and anxiety. I wasn't ready to share with you guys that my uncle had passed away. I was just not ready. But like I said, I don't know. Today I just felt that maybe I am ready. Maybe I am ready to go back and recording my vlog. I wish I would have shared the patient education day in San Diego, the walk in San Diego. A week ago, we actually went to Northern California for the Scleroderma Foundation of California, Northern California Patient Education Day, which was a success, and I would have wished to share with you guys. But like I said, I was just not ready to open up to you guys. We did go to Disneyland, you guys. You guys know Disneyland is my happy place. Last year we didn't go because of everything we were going through, but Disneyland is my happy place, and I needed I needed something to make me happy. I needed to, like I said, focus on myself, and with everything going on, I needed it. My mom also needed it, and my husband needed it as well. We just need a day to enjoy ourselves. So we ended up going to Disneyland, and it was a last minute trip, you guys. It was like a last minute. I wasn't able to find tickets, and then like the day before we went, we actually found tickets. So I was like, it's meant for us to go. We had Thanksgiving dinner with my family, which is something we always do. I'm so thankful of, to spend another year with my family. Christmas is just around the corner. Am I prepared this year? No. I am a November 1st girl. I am November 1st. Christmas starts in my family, in my house. This year, November 1st came and I was not prepared because I was working a lot. I focused myself. I focus a lot on working. Like I said, we had a lot of events. We actually had the gala as well, which it was hard to go to the gala because of everything that was going on. But I also wanted to support my co-leader, Brittany. She shared her amazing story, and I wanted to be there for her and, support the foundation that has helped me so much. So we went to the gala. With bringing my uncle's ashes to LA, my family came, so we had family in our house. It's just been a crazy couple of months that I'm not prepared for Christmas. To tell you the truth, you guys, like I said, Christmas is like in a week and a half, less than a week, and we barely finished decorating our home. And you guys know I love Christmas, but we've just been so busy. But I'm glad that we finally have our tree. I'm happy for Christmas. My family comes over for Christmas, and this year we're actually having my husband's family from out of the country come. So I'm excited for him to have his family over for Christmas with my family. I am just, to tell you the truth, I want this year to be over. I want to start all over next year. But yeah, I wanted to share with you guys, talk to you guys a little bit of why I've been gone. I know maybe I didn't go into detail. I also know this video is super long, but I just wanted to share with you guys why I've been gone for the last 5 months. With my depression and my anxiety, it's a day-by-day basis. I still get anxiety. Like I said, I have to sleep with either music or hearing something that distracts my mind. With my depression, I have my good and I have my bad days. I'm not on medication. I believe that everything I'm doing is going to help me. And yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys. And know that you're not the only one going through hard things. I'm here to help with anything you need. Support groups, you guys. Support groups help a lot. The young adult support group has helped me so much, you guys, so much, with my scleroderma and with everything else in my life. The young adult support group has helped me so much. And yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give your a like, subscribe down below. Leave any comments if you guys want to hear more about me or about scleroderma. Follow me on Instagram. You guys can see a little more of what I've been up to. I've been sharing little by little on my Instagram what's been going on in my life, and I'll see you guys next time.